Hey y'all. So what sparked this video was a video from another man. His name is, he goes by the YouTube handle of CokeMan2423, and he made a video about an NFA, National Firearms Act, and the procurement of a silencer. And I told him on my statement that I've done the NFA 5 times, and I'll never do it again. The NFA, and this is an opinion, as a citizen, it's unconstitutional. Even the creators of the NFA had problems getting the NFA passed to what it is. Okay. I hope the lighting's good. I'm still working on it. I'm not a camera guy. I'm absolutely horrible at this stuff. But anyways, so NFA. My first NFA, and apparently there's a difference in the way it is down in Louisiana, Texas area where he's at versus where I'm at. But in the comment I said I've done 5 NFAs. I'll never do another one again at all. Even if it was like the dream of dream NFA items I could get, the hell with it. Y'all can keep the damn thing. And he talked about how basically complicated it was. Because it is complicated to do NFA items. Because you got to go through either a trust or you're going to privately buy it. So my first NFA was a can. Silencer, suppressor, muffler, a long ass cigar, whatever you want to call it. But this is a silencer. This is manufactured by a company called Huntertown Arms, and this is a Guardian 2. Okay, now I don't believe this company is in existence anymore, but originally I was going to do 1 and you're done. Oh wait a minute, back that up. I've done 6 NFA items. I apologize, 6. The first one I did was this one. I thought, okay, you're going to do a 1 you're done, and the reason why is because this one can allowed me to do 9mm, 22, and I don't know if the 300 came out yet, but anyways, you can do 300 subsonics in this. Alright, so I thought, well, hey, you know, I got 3 in 1, that's what I want. Well then I wanted another can. And the can that I wanted was a 30 caliber can because I wanted to run 5.56, 300 blackout, 308 maybe, whatever I came across that was allowable to use. And I sold that one to I sold that to a dealer who then in turn sold that to someone else. So, and that was a Advanced Armaments Corporation silencer. So this was 1 and that one was 2, and I sold it. So the next one I got was let me back up a little bit. That wasn't the next one I got. The next one I got was something I didn't want. The next one I bought was to make a political statement, and that is a free man doesn't ask permission, even though I had to get permission to get the damn thing. But I work in the confines of our laws, which drastically need to be changed. Especially when it comes to the violation of the Second Amendment upon citizens' rights. Like our Second Amendment rights are the most attacked civil liberties in the United States. The next one to that is the freedom of speech. The freedom of speech and the Second Amendment. The two tiers of the most sacred rights that we have written in the Bill of Rights. Okay? That's very scary. So thanks to Dianne Feinstein, who then was trying to kick up some noise about weapons of war, even though she's a warmonger whose family's made millions of dollars in construction contracts for overseas in Iraq during the war. I bought this. Okay, this is a registered, this is NFA. This is a registered short barrel rifle. This is a CMMG MK4 PDW. And of course it's had a little bit of changes done to it. Externally it's the same hand, yeah, I believe that is, yeah, same hand guard, etc, etc. So I wanted something in 300 blackout because I think that is the superb bullet of bullets. That's the one bullet that if somebody said you could have only one cartridge for a rifle, one cartridge, and you like the bullet of bullets, the not the master or anything, but the jack of all trades. I think, in my opinion, is 300 blackout. Anyways, back to this. So I got this. So then I bought my next item, which was a Omega Sancho Omega 9K. And I liked it so darn much, I bought another Sancho Omega 9K. So I have two of these. Well, so I have everything, you know, all the bases covered that I thought that I wanted covered, because I will never suppress a .556 caliber. It's ridiculous to do so. That's my opinion. But the last thing I wanted was a dedicated 22 silencer. Okay. This is the switchback made by Sancho. So, you know, I got a lot of Sancho products, which that's the wheelhouse I run in. I go to them. Now, the first way I did this was I entered in on a trust. Okay, which is ridiculous. I hated doing it, but I did it. I prefer to purchase than the way I did the rest of them. Now I don't know what's going on down yonder where he's at, but here where I'm at, you know, the ATF, they made the rule changing, and the way it is now, you purchase the can, you get the fingerprints done, you get your first little picture taken, you send off the fingerprints, the picture, the check made out to alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives, and you know, then you wait for them to grant you the permission to exercise a right. I don't know what's about. I really don't get it. I disagree with it highly, but I work in the world of the law that we're in. And so, under the new ruling, you no longer get the high sheriff or the high sheriff of the county, or the chief law enforcement officer, the chief of police in your jurisdiction. If I remember reading right, if it ain't changed, it's in your jurisdiction. So you could have the highest, that would be the chief of police, not the county sheriff. But I digress, whatever. You know, you got to figure out what the highest is that's doing all this. So we send them a letter saying that I, PS9 attack guy, have said items. There is another route you can do it, and it's a Leo route, but that is not your silencer, that is not your suppressor, can, muffler, nice cigar, short barrel rifle. That is not yours. That's going to fall under a department issue, a department letterhead. So you send off a letterhead, and boom, you got what you want in about 2 weeks. Okay, but the reason why they get them that way that quick is because it doesn't belong to a person. It belongs to an entity of a government body. Okay, government body. The reason why I'm making this video is because I'd like to show people that it doesn't matter who we are. We all have to go through the same steps. Now, you might have a law enforcement officer right there or a deputy sheriff where he goes up to his boss and his boss just signs it, or the sheriff just signs it. Okay, if that's the way it is in that state. But on the whole, we're all in the same boat. And we need to start remembering that. We're all in the same boat. And if we don't want to deal with this mess, if we want to fight this and have our rights restored back to us, we better start remembering we're all in the same boat. Because like, you know, I know some guys that are pro-gun that will vote for a Democrat in a heartbeat. And, you know, I'm not saying they're right and I'm not saying wrong. I'm just saying I don't vote for a Democrat. And I have a hard time voting for a lot of Republicans too. With the backing of certain laws and the way they've done them, it's really hard to to pick a person that I want, which is a constitutionalist. But anywho, this is just basically a little video kind of piggybacking off of what Coke Man and how pain in the arse it is to get these things. Unless you're an FFL and you got that SOT and then you call, it goes to your doorstep and it's fully automatic and you have all kinds of fun with it. Which, okay, we could talk about that too. There are NFA collectors who purposely do what they can to support anti-gun legislation. They do. And they do that because that makes their collection more of a value. More of a value. They don't like people like little old me, or the Coke Man, or the Catfish, or Team H on Fire, or you know, you pick a YouTube guy, and they don't like the fact that we can get our hands on these. They don't. The more it's limited to people who can own these, the more their collection goes up in value. So that tells you that money talks and that bullshit walks. Like, you know, Second Amendment and I'm all for it and da 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 da. No, I'm not really for it, because you're gonna I just paid $70,000-$80,000 for a piece of metal that was put in a vise and tack welded. You know what I'm saying? Like, really some. Get what I'm saying? Like, machine guns aren't worth $70,000. I'm sorry, they're not. They just, there ain't no way in God's green earth they are, but they are, because people pay that kind of money. The Hughes Amendment was a terrible, terrible amendment that got passed through by the aid of the Republicans and the NRA. The Patriot Act that we all knee-jerked and jumped on, that was a terrible thing to pass into law. It really has eroded our constitutional civil liberties. It's placed us in a very bad situation. It's put us in a place where there's a danger in the erosion of our civil liberties when we have knee-jerk reactions and don't think. It's a win situation on a group, such as a lobbyist group, like the anti-gun groups, etc., because they can get what they want. Ask yourself this, okay? NFA, etc. If every American in the United States said to the ATF, we're going to be every American is going to round up every gun, including our Red Riders, and we're going to go to West Virginia, and we're going to surrender every firearm we have, including our Red Riders. Would they abolish any gun laws? Would they repeal any federal, state gun laws? And the answer is no, they wouldn't. But why? Why would you keep something on the books when there's nothing there to enforce? Anti-gun people, next time you bump into them, ask them if every firearm in the United States was no longer in the hands of citizens, would moms demand action, every town for gun safety, and all these other groups, Bloomberg and all them, would they stop? Would their doors and their offices close? No, it wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, they're lying to each and every one of us. Because what they want, they like them $30 steak dinners. They like a paycheck. They like a retirement with very nice benefits. And they won't give that up. Guarantee it. Because when these are gone, your lever action rifles are next. Your bolt action rifles are next. Your pump action shotguns and your little pump action 22s, whatever you think of, right down to your slingshot. That little Red Rider that Daddy gave you when you was like a 6-year-old youngin' and you thought you was running in the hills, chasing Jesse James. I mean, I don't know if you did. I did. I thought I was chasing Jesse James or shooting the Yankees. But anyhow, anyway, that's what I'm getting at. This here's the way it is. They make it hard for you to get these when it doesn't have to be that way. And about the NFA, a lot of people talk about how the sheriffs and the chiefs won't sign off on these NFAs like in some of these states. The reason why they won't do that is because there's this convoluted idea that somehow they personally will be held liable if one of these things are used in the commission of a crime, of a murder, bad thing. So now we're going to sue you, sheriff of whatever county or chief of police of whatever city or county, etc. They actually think that. Do all of them do? I don't know. I can't speak for every chief and every blah, blah, blah. But having had a little time around chiefs of police and a few other officers in the admin life, yeah, they do believe that because they're told that. And who tells them? Who do you think? Who do you think tells them? I'll let you decide who you think that is. But anywho, got some more videos on the way. Be back directly, y'all.